Okay, so when you start working with your style guide, just make sure you line things up. So like up here where the colors are, you have RGB, then this RGB is up above. So you want to use ruler guides, you want to use guides in Illustrator to help you, because now I'm going to be starting looking at your style guide, and as long as with your website, and see how the design progresses. So the style guide is really important for any graphic design job and any web design. So when you choose your font that you're going to be working with, down here at the bottom where it says your name and so forth, change it to actually be Comic Sans 36 points, Geneva 36 points. So when I look at this, it looks like the same font. So when you're using a style guide, I should have an idea what the body text is going to look like. So one of the things I suggest looking for is just go out and type in web style guide, click on images. Okay, a good example would be, this would be what a style guide would look like. See how it says header, it's the same, the font choice. They actually put a paragraph of text so you can see what the paragraph of text looks like. So you want to start customizing your style guide to fit your website. There's plenty of examples, there's templates you can use, and all you have to do is change the content. I would definitely encourage you to do that because I will be looking at that as we move on. Now I don't have your Muse file, so I cannot see your Muse file where I have to look at styles and things like that, so I don't know if you did that. So you definitely want to include it. The navigation bar is working nicely up here. Now that looks like color choices you might have to change, like for example the active and hover effect. But let's take a look at your font choices. I always like using a sans serif font, which this is. I'm not a big fan of the graphic designer on this one, just because it kind of, since it's so totally different than Ryan Davis font, it distracts from the main heading. So my eye goes right to graphic designer because it's different. So I'm not a big fan of this. I do like this font, but I think you need to increase the leading. And when I'm talking about leading in a paragraph like this, what you do is you select your paragraphs of text, you open up your text panel, and by default the leading is set to 120. I usually go up to 150. That's 1.5 times, and that definitely is going to make it easier to read. I'm not a big fan of uppercase letters for paragraph of text, so that definitely is not, that's a no-go here. And this text makes it so hard to read. You would have to increase the font size, and it's just a little bit too bold for that. I like this subheading for graphic designer. So I like what you have here for type 1 except for the subhead, but I like the subheading for the type 3 because it's just subtle enough but it doesn't overdo it. Now for the navigation bar, just keep in mind to change the colors you would use what we call as the states panel. So when you open up and you add your navigation as you did, let me just simply add a navigation bar over real quick. I don't have multiple pages here, so it's not going to look exactly like yours. So I'm just going to bring this over. It only has one button. And what you have to do is you have to select the first button in your navigation bar. You open up states. Let me click on it first. Got to click to select it. So you have options for rollover, mouse down, and active. That's how you change your color. So the first thing, most people just change the first one, but they don't go to the other one. So you have to click on rollover and change it, and so forth. So keep that in back of mind as you move into the next.